your air conditioner pump.
Oh, okay. All right.
So that's what sucks the water.
Oh, that's the truth. We'll get to that. Okay.
Yep.
All right.
That's what sucks the water and brings it to the air conditioner unit and then out to the side of the boat.
Got it.
So those two pumps, they're always automatic. Even if you have the house switch off, they're always active.
Yeah.
And they're
So they're hardwired to the battery.
they are. Yep. To a fuse. Yep. So now.
So if you don't want them to be active, like you're putting it on the trailer, or you're going to winterize it, just pull the fuse.
You got it.
Okay.
Yeah, because they're always in the cycle every 2.5 minutes. You're gonna hear the pumps every other 2.5 minutes, just the zzz. So that's the check that they do. So that'll be normal. But yeah, if you have the boat on the trailer and you want to winterize your boat, that'll be the way to take out the fuses so they don't, so they stop working like that position. So here we have, this is where we start with the battery banks. So they're all sealed batteries, right? There's no maintenance required.
Right.
You have a 60 amp battery charger that only works on short power. Now, batteries. So again, the banks. You have the engine battery all the way forward, right here. Thruster battery, just right next to it. The two here, the red ones. That's that's 2 of the 6 batteries for the house bank.
Right.
Yep, and a certain voltage, I believe it's 13.2. They open the solenoid. It allows all the batteries to combine to a single bank so they can get a full charge of the engine.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
And where is that?
So the ACR is right to the right of the house breaker. So you have a house breaker next to the inverter breaker.
Oh yeah,
and
I see it there.
so this is the ACR, the one with the yellow tabs.
I got it. Okay.
Maybe I can show you here. So that's the ACR right there.
Yeah. Okay, I got it.
Yellow tabs. That's the one that is going to allow you to, from the alternator, to charge the lithium package as well with the DC to DC. And this is for winter time if you ever need to drain the water out.
So you wouldn't have to put antifreeze in it, is what you're saying?
I wouldn't do it if you drain out the water. And also a lot of people, which is probably what I would do too if it was my boat, I would also use a air compressor like we talked on, I think we did a recent video about blowing out the air system, which is probably what I would do. Once you blow out all the water, there's no need of adding antifreeze. And there's no need, I guess, of having the extra odors from the antifreeze on the next season.
Yeah, because basically you've got the air conditioner, water tank.
Yep. Black water tank, evaporator.
Yeah, right. And the outboard is different.
Yeah. Lower it.
Yeah. Turn it on.
As you can see, we have freshwater pump, which is a 3.5 gallon per minute freshwater pump, and then your macerator pump right there.
Alright.
So the freshwater pump, whenever you need to check or clean the filter, what I usually do is I turn off the switch for the pump itself. I open and release the pressure of the freshwater pump, and we need to pull.
Yeah.
There's a little clip on the side of the pump. that attaches the filter.
Yeah, right. Okay.
And what I usually do is I'd set my finger in this filter.
Yeah.
And as you can see, you have a bunch of shredding. So when they build the tanks,
Yeah.
they drill holes, and
Right.
so there's a bunch of plastic shredding right now, which that's why I also recommend to check your filters or your filter on your first 6 months, because you're gonna end up with a lot of this type of plastic. Everything's labeled.
Oh,
Trim
nice.
tabs, radar, cabin lights, stereo, washdown, Garmin, the plotter,
Okay.
NEMA, yeah, everything's pretty much labeled. Shower sun, and the axis. So you know, push this tab right here,
Yeah.
and shower sun. Let's say the shower sun is not working or just acting up.
Yeah. Just pull it. Yeah.
Pull the fuse. Again, it's nice and labeled.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, you know, like the 29, year 29, you had square blowers on the overhead,
Yeah.
and then 2 on the bottom. This is that same idea.
Both of those are blowers.
Yep. So if you're
No air conditioning on those.
let's see. I think this is plumb.
Well, does air come out? Oh,
Yeah, this is plumb into the air conditioner and heater.
okay.
So air right now is just like ambient air
Right,
that is
right.
coming out. We have the air conditioner or heater. You have heater or air conditioner coming out of here. ACC. This is another open circuit. So
Nothing's
you wanna-
attached to that.
Right.
Okay.
So right about there, so you have the trim indicators right here, and you want to see all the way down to the last bar. That's all the way down on the
So
end.
one bar showing is all the way down.
You got it.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
And then you also have a trim on the port side of the engine that is accessible once you have all, the engine almost all the way down, so you can walk around the swim step area.
Okay.
You let it cool down because you gotta let the unit cycle. Then you turn every breaker off. Water heater, stove, battery charger, shore power. Now, I'm just gonna pretend that I'm gonna need power while I'm on the way. So I'm gonna raise this tab so I can select the inverter breaker. So now, you see how we don't have a light that activated on? It's because we need to turn on the remote switch that we talked about earlier today. So remote switch goes for the inverter breaker. These two, they go together. So they gotta be both on.
So the only time you would use this is if you were not connected to shore power.
Yep. Like right now, we're gonna be disconnected. Or on the anchor, on the way.
Yeah, so you're on the way or you're at anchor, you would flip this up, turn that over, turn that on,
Yes.
and that light should come on, and then they're on inverter, and you can use 110.
And you can use 110. So right now. So this guy here, it only reads the house, right? So right now, it's reading the voltage of the house, and it's reading above 12.8 because you're hooked up to the
13.8?
battery charger. You got it.
Okay.
And then what you could also do is see like the hours left. This is saying basically, since you're hooked up to the battery charger, this is how many hours you have left. When it goes dashes, that's because you have your battery is fully charged.
Okay.
So there's no time for you to
Right.
for it to charge
If
the
you have an
battery.
anchor, it's going to show something less than that, and that's the hours that remain.
Exactly.
Yeah, if
It'll
you're
go the
using,
other way.
if you're using the hot water heater and then you turn the hot water heater off,
Yep.
It's going to come probably up.
It's gonna go, yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that just for example. I'm gonna go ahead and turn off the battery charger. Sorry there, Lisa. So now this changes. Now it's showing hours left. So this is the way it is right now, the way we're using the boat, meaning the lights that we have on, any equipment that we have on
Hot
the
water
house.
heater's on. Yeah.
Yeah, but this is on the, this will be, say, reading any lights or fridge, anything that's on the battery system.
Isn't the hot water heater on the battery system?
No, it only goes through the inverter side, but it's not directly to the battery system.
Okay.
Unless you go to the inverter side. One of the things that I'll have on, you're gonna press the no. If you don't have the MSI number yet, I suppose. And then the on for the thruster is right here. And turn on the light.
Yeah.
So I'll see on and it'll stay on.
Okay.
I guess you can turn this off once you're on the water, it'll accidentally hit it. Once you have it on, the thruster does follow the joystick. If I go left, it does go left. Right. So your air conditioner, I was asking if you guys usually, since you guys always using the air conditioner, if you guys ever put it on heat mode once a month for about 30 minutes, it's just good for the pump to exercise both ways. It's a reversible pump, and we recommend to have the pump to cycle both ways.
Okay.
And it's also good for the system to run the heat motor in the whole system.
Okay.
So that's what we recommend. That's part of a maintenance procedure. Ethanol free gasoline, and that's what we recommend. Yamaha recommends at least 89 octane. Yeah, I think it's.
Will we get a copy of this when it's up?
Oh yeah, we'll send it out by email. And we have fuel. So Yamaha recommends at least 89 octanes
Okay.
on fuel.
All right. And
ethanol free.
Ethanol free.
But really, see, like right here, I think they have like 87 regular. But they have ethanol free gasoline. And the main thing is using ethanol free gasoline for the engine. That's what really makes a difference. Wintertime, when you put the boat away, if you're not going to be using the boat year round, or it could be summertime, whenever time comes, if it comes, fill up the tank, and then just you can even use a stabilizer. There's a lot of gas treatments out there. Yamaha has its own brand, and we sell it too. So if that's
if I turn it up too much, we get too much feedback, turn it down, not enough. So we prefer to run either auto high or auto low. Auto high is going to be a very sensitive radar image, and there may be a couple false alarms there, but I'm not going to miss anything.
Yeah.
If I go down to auto low, it's going to clean the chart up a little bit for me, but I'm not going to catch some of those smaller, lighter objects. On auto high, I've had it to where I zoom in and picked up birds sitting next to the boat. I mean, it's very sensitive the more you zoom in there. But I keep mine on auto high and just know that I might have a couple false alarms out there.
Okay.
And once again, I run this 100% of the time. I tell our new owners, get out there and use it, so that way when you need it the first time, you're not trying to learn the radar and not really having any confidence on it, you know. But I can't tell you how many times I'm out here, we're talking, not paying attention as much as I should be around me, and all of a sudden I see a big red blip coming up on my screen. Almost every time I see the boat here, well before I see him with my eyes. So for me, off the key. The problem is if you turn the key off and the issue goes away, I'm not going to have any way to tell you what that code was. Now, Yamaha can plug in their diagnostic tool and read what it was, but if you guys are off on a trip, I want to be able to tell you, oh yeah, it's code 44, that was just the key switch. So here we fix the problem by putting the key switch back in there. And we'll go through those steps a little slower now that we don't have that alarm beeping at us. So that's menu. If we had an alarm, you would go menu, bottom right, scroll down to alarms by hitting the down arrow,
Alarm.
scroll to the right to go to trouble codes, and then you would hit set. On that page is any of those codes. So if we had an active code, before I key off, I'd want you to go to that page, write down the code, take a picture of it. That way I can tell you exactly what it was. You want to get hard over too. I see a lot of people leaving the motor right about here. If you don't get hard over, all it's doing is bringing you backwards.
Turn it before
you shift.
put it here.
Yep. Now we go back into forward. Little bit of bounce thruster, a little bit of throttle there. Which on a day like today, I'll get up to maybe 700 or 800 RPM. How about that? Yeah, we're cruising along right now at 30 miles an hour. And you can run at this speed all day long. And it's not that it's perfectly fast out here. I mean, it's realistic conditions today. You can run it, 25, 30 miles an hour, no problem. This boat does a really good job of staying off plane. So what we'll do is, once I'm off plane, I can throttle back a touch.
Stay on plane.
Yeah, run around 41, maybe 4,200.
And that's so you increase your fuel economy and drop the speed.
Drop speed a little bit, drop RPMs, but I gain maybe a quarter of a gallon.
Right.
And if you want, what I'll have you do is go ahead and hit that Kismet on button again. We'll turn your radar back on. That's good. That'll fire up for you. See how it says spinning up here? So we'll get that radar image here shortly, which has got some fog rolling in. We'll definitely want that on. So first button here is going to be top right. This is going to be my heading hold, but this is also my standby button. So there's two ways to do the heading hold. One is right here. That puts me locked in at 110. And then the other one is going to be this top right red button, puts me on a heading hold as well. To make my 1 degree turns, they're just a single arrow. So if I wanted to go over to port, I can tap that 1 degree at a time. That's going to bring us over to our port side. Back over to my starboard 1 degree at a time. And now we're set to 112. 10 degree turns are going to be my double arrow. So if I wanted to go 10 degrees over to starboard, I hit that 10 degree turn. That brings us over to 120.
So you don't have to hit it hold.
Nope, just give it a tap. So like the more I tap it, let's say we wanted to make a big left turn here, 90 degrees. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's a full 90 degree turn here before you leave if it's easier, or you plan to do it when you get home, depending on how many hours you guys put on the road. But if you have a 20-hour service, you're not going to reset it after that 20 hours. You're going to let it keep going all the way to 100.
So 20-hour service, so that means 20 hours and 100 hours, not 100, not 20 hours and 120.
You got it. 20 is your first, 100 is your second.
So 20 hours is oil
and lower unit. That's all it is. It's not, they don't even refine you to do no oil filter. But I always say if you're going to do the oil, do the $10 filter at the same time. Exactly how it should. So I don't turn the motor much with it up. So, if the engine was all the way up, I'd lower it back down before I did this. But all I do is go hard over and count my turns. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 0.2 turns. Exactly what we want. If there was air in there, you'd feel kind of high and low spots, or hard and soft spots where super easy hard, or you look back at the motor and it's kind of skipping along like this, even though I'm turning the wheel nice and smooth. But also if I had 6, 7, 8 turns, that's a pretty good indication that either we're low on fluid, we're leaking fluid, or we have some air in the system. All it does is go right by the pump back to the hydraulic steering cylinder. When I engage an autopilot, it takes these two lines out of the picture, and all it's doing is sending and receiving fluid through these two lines back to the hydraulic cylinder back there. The brain for the autopilot is to get septic device. It's not built in to the pump. The big thing there is just keep this thing big and heavy on the connections back there. Don't let your toolbox down in there. They're not the greatest. And then navigate to and auto guidance. Third and final way, which I'll write down these steps, will be if I know the name but not the location, we can go info, services, search by name. We talked about going up to Blake for the day, so we go to Blake, type it in, Blake Island State Marina, navigate to, auto guidance, and there we go. So for instance, I don't see my autopilot screen because it's turned off right now. If we power it on, oh, I got it for a second. There we go. So it's still sending its information, but that'll show GHD20. That's your screen. Reactor 40 is your compass. That's what we did the adjustment to today while we were underway. And then there's my Yamaha screen right there. So it's just a quick, easy way for us to walk you through, is everything communicating correctly? No, it's not, or yes, it is, and then we kind of decide what the next step is.
Gotcha.
The transducer, we fill with a pink RV antifreeze. And basically how that works is we have the bottom of the boat down there. We take a plastic cup that glues to the bottom of the boat. So it's not a drill through, it's a glue in.
Yeah.
And all that is a reservoir to hold our fluid. We then fill that up with the pink RV antifreeze here. It needs to be full, otherwise we won't have depth readings. And then the transducer sits in that bath and then screws through the transducer reservoir there.